at this point, I think I've almost run out of, like, you know, comedy milk. I think the teats run dry, because it's gone from really, really funny to sad, then again went back to funny, and now it's just kind of like sad and boring. The thing it could never become for me to want to justify even covering this at all is boring. It had to remain supremely and utterly hilarious, and it has been that. You know, it's been a long journey, took a long time to get here, took a long time to get to this phase of the war on boobas before we arrived at them now saying they've taken a victory, but not a victory. You know, they're both celebrating and tragically upset about it. My friends, as the world is burning and all the kinds of tragic and terrifying stories are coming out, there's only one story that has been distracting us in the ways that only titties can, and that is Goonergate. If you haven't been following Goonergate, it's basically one man, Grums, who's basically a failed game developer. He used to be a pretty prominent one working for Blizzard, and then he started his own company, and then he eventually was fired for his own company for wasting a ton of their own money on things like a sperm bus. Utterly ridiculous. But now he's like a 50-year-old who is basically trying to get everyone mad about this game, Stellar Blade. And you probably already know Stellar Blade is a game that has a female protagonist, and her costumes in some of the alternative costume choices had some restrictive titty access. So they started a petition, and I think that petition was supposed to get 100,000 signatures. I don't know if they made it all the way. Sign the petition. Let's see. Is this a link to it? Oh, here it is. Let's see. It's at 91,000. They're almost. Well, I guess they upped their goal to 150, but they haven't moved much since the 90,000 rank. I guess that's as many people as they could find willing to put their names down and get excited or angry about this. What happened to the video testimonies? There was video testimonies here before. Did they take the video testimonies down? Were too many people laughing? Oh, I hope that's not the case. Well, either way. So this came out today. The Free Stellar Blade movement can't decide if the new outfits are sexy enough. A manufactured controversy around censorship of the PS5 exclusive continues to unravel. Stellar Blade is an excellent sci-fi action game that a small, ill-defined number of unhinged gamers have latched onto as the latest front in the made-up culture war on boobies, after petitioning the studio behind the PlayStation 5 exclusive to free the game from unsubstantiated claims of censorship. Some of them are declaring victory now that a new patch has added additional sexy costumes, but not everyone's satisfied. A May 24th update to Stellar Blade brings the 19th Boss Rush Challenger mode, new quality of life features, an additional nanosuit for its protagonist Eve. Since combat and boss fights are at the heart of Stellar Blade, the new mode is a great way for players to test their skills and they spent on the game honing. And things like that stay locked onto enemies when switching from long-range weapons to melee attacks are welcome improvements. All right, so here's this is, I guess, what you have not had taken away from you. Feast your eyes, everybody. There it is. Look at that. Yes, even more uncoverage. Oh, so many angles. Yes, this is it. The war has been won. And then there's the new suits. In addition, the white Kunoichi and black Kunoichi is now the Midsummer Red Hood and Midsummer Alice outfits available to buy and craft. These are effective variants of the original Bunny and Cybernetic bondage suits, two of the suits that some of the players loudly derided as censored because the pre-release patch made them slightly less revealing, though Stellar Blade's director said the changes were made for aesthetic reasons. Oh. But, I mean, if the creators of the game are trying to tell everybody, we're not doing this to try and take away the boobies or the objectification, I thought we gave that to you. I thought you got all the objectification of boobies that you wanted. We made a character where a lot of the, you know, slow motion scenes are really some kind of a gaze, you might say. And again, no one's trying to take this away from anyone. I might add that Kotaku is getting a lot of heat for this article right now. They're saying the game's good. They're like, we like the game. It's fun action game. You know, yes, yet another game with a female protagonist who's sexy, and her sexiness is basically part of her character. Yes, yet another one. You won. You get another game to add to the thousands of other games where that's the case. Proponents of the Free Stellar Blade petition are calling this a massive victory and preparing to pack up their bags before moving on to a new front line in the gaming culture wars. Please sign the petition, which will now be sent as a gift to Shift Up. So the petition has moved on. Maybe that's why all the videos are gone. The petition is no longer about how this Korean gaming company robbed men of titty skin. It's now a thank you. So they're still going to go through with the printing out of the petition, and Grums is still going to go deliver it in person to the developers, but they're going to do it as a thank you now. Even more ridiculous, I know, but that's where we're at. It's a gift petition. There are still idiots posting hashtag free Stellar Blade even after the game gave us improved and hotter versions of the supposed censored costumes. So I'm just going to put this out there. None of the decisions done by the company so far have probably been influenced by the small selection of internet weirdos who've turned this into a cause. I think, like the developers initially said, their changes were of their own desire to maybe make the aesthetics in their own eyes better, and they still had a plan to release a bunch of sexy costumes, and the sexy costumes were still going to come out, in addition to the existing sexy costumes that already existed. Because again, it's a big old what are we doing here? Did you not get enough sexy? Okay, well, there's more. You get more sexy costumes. You can have all the fun you want, boys. They only did 50% of the job. I would have been fine with that, but they censored another outfit that was unchanged to this date. Are you kidding me? Why do this? No one was asking for it. Of course, there's still going to be people complaining. They have every right to. All right, well, we need to enhance. Need to see what's going on here. I is it that this is slightly darker fabric covering this? Is that it? Is that the change? It looks like it's slightly darker fabric, and it looks like, unless, so if this is the original and this is the patch you're angry about, it looks like under the slightly darker fabric it's more revealing. I would say this, in terms of a bathing suit slash bikini line reveal, is more revealing. My dudes, again, what are we doing here? Is this real? Is any of this real? Is this account that's complaining about this real? Is Grums real? Does Grums exist? Is he a figment of our collective imaginations? Because at this point, I don't need. Is this one not more revealing? Aren't they not doing what you want? But not everyone's ready to give up the fight. We've done nothing, one player tweeted back. The original censorship is still there, that's one of it. This includes transparency checks on the fabrics that they are partially see-through to see if they've been made more opaque. Okay, I was right. In one particular instance, there seems to be disagreement over whether it's censorship to make the sheer fabric more opaque, even while making Eve's underwear slightly smaller. Yeah, I was right. You're more revelation. My dudes. And this is to my weird dudes, okay? Hashtag not all men. There's a lot of very normal men who are probably equally enjoying how outrageously hilarious this whole fucking controversy is. But sometimes less is more, and more is less. There are ways that someone can be perhaps more titillating and more revealing by not showing you everything. You know how everyone lost their collective shit at the fact that everyone thought that all of these streamers were naked on streams, when it really just showed that they were just basically covering up from below the cleavage to imply, it was implied nudity, and the implied nudity was so powerful that, like, a whole bunch of, like, you know, really mature, really self-confident men on the internet were all of a sudden like, he's naked. Well, isn't that what you want? I thought you wanted naked ladies. I have to pay. No, you don't. It's a free stream. I have to pay for her to say my name. Yeah, that's how she makes money. She's not naked. This is a violation of two. I'm flagging her. How dare she? A lot of people can't take a win when they get one, Kern tweeted. They want to quit when they take to the foothill, but not the mountain. It's unclear how many more sexy outfits Stellar Blade will need to get to before everyone of the petition, originally riled up to an unhinged frenzy, is finally satisfied. Like most conspiracists, they're probably unlikely to ever be satisfied. Yeah, that's the sad thing. I don't think any of you will achieve completion at the end of the day. I think you are all blue balls in yourself to all hell, you know? And this, it's not necessary. You know, you've already gotten so much, like, alternative costumes and variety. You know, there's bunny costumes. Like, instead of being destined to spend the rest of their days searching for the truth in the pixels of a sci-fi laced teddy. So Grums, the centerpiece of all this. Let's see what he has to say. We'll scroll down because obviously he's got a lot. Okay, so Stellar Blade. Enjoy the woke salt today. You earned it. Careful, though. They will try to blackpill you. Judge your victory, not by its size, but by the salt of your enemies. We're still just laughing at you. Even Kotaku's like, the game's good. Good game. Super fun game. Kotaku's like, yes, we have no complaints in terms of this being a game that is fun and good gameplay and very sexy, and you get a lot of sexy costumes, and boy, is there a lot of angles and slow motion sequences where, yes, you will get a lot of male gaze. Try going down a rope in the game. It's quite an experience indeed. Whew. Anyways, why are y'all still complaining? What's left here? What's left to complain about? I mean, I think they could release a version where there's an alternative costume where she's literally just naked, and they would still try to complain about it. Well, I mean, I do like that I see the titties, finally, but I mean, the jiggle physics. Could we not fight for 25% more jiggle physics? More jiggle? I mean, at the end of the day. The petition is 80 away from 91, 2 days left. This will be sent as a gift, and a polite request for more unlocks. So I'm sorry, you pivoted to now this is no longer a complaint or a battle, but a thank you, because they apparently listened to you, which, trust me, I'm pretty sure they're just doing what they intended to do, which is to release more costumes and DLCs for horny dudes to buy. But yes, so now it's changed to a thank you, as in, oh, you listened, this was not in vain, this was not ridiculous, definitely not ridiculous or absurd. Definitely, no, the very, very noble war fought by noble warriors, and thank you. We did it. You did it. We celebrate as the shift up and the uncensored outfits come out. Thanks to everyone who participated. So basically, he wanted to use today as kind of a victory and a celebration, and maybe as a way to kind of, I don't know, wrap this whole thing up, not make it seem as absurd or ridiculous as it is. But unfortunately, his own fans aren't accepting it. I think he's basically done a Pandora's titty, and that, like, they're never going to suddenly be satisfied with whatever comes out. Doesn't matter how many sexy costumes, lace outfits, you know, bondage outfits come out, or even I'm pretty sure if there was just full nudity, like a character skin that was just skin, there's no costume at all, there would still be something to complain about, right? They're so mad right now. They're seething over the petition. Let's see the seething. The bad part of this is that the culture war folks here have been rewarded for their frankly ridiculous campaign lambasting this game. The developers, Sony, everyone, for the original outfit changes, some sort of conspiracy which did not exist. I don't think so. I don't think this is Stellar Blade caving to the unwoke mob. I think this is weirdos being weird, you know? That's two for me. When I helped Nostralius in the WoW Classic, and now this, we're not done yet. The petition will be submitted to politely ask for more of them to be unlocked. Are these people complaining? I've never seen a petition work before in the gaming space. Well, I'll be damned. It's the opposite, actually. Live and talking about the games and the petition.
Their favor. I didn't hear much along those lines. But on the other hand, seeing this victory,
I'll be honest, the exact way I thought this panel would look. If someone was telling me, hey, there's a live panel by, you know, the key orchestrator of the entire Free Stellar Blade movement, and he's joined by a panel of distinguished gentlemen who also care deeply about this passion project and want to speak about whether or not this was a victory, this is pretty much what I would have imagined. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. A panel of Gooners.
Not against it. Like, congratulations. But I did think it was a bit tilting at windmills at first when I first heard about it.
Well, you know, it was.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought the whole thing was absurd and ridiculous and cartoonish. But seeing that you actually achieved a victory here means that this could be the start of something beautiful. Maybe now we can start petitioning every video game company to get more titties in the games. Yeah, even if the games have nothing to do with titties or don't even have human characters.
It was a huge win, but
you know what you should go after next? Snake. Snake has had it coming for a long time. That woke game, you know, apparently showing that there's like some kind of, I don't know, result in eating too many apples. Well, have the snake have giant titties, and then have the game be about titties, and then have alternative costumes where the snake can have more titties. I mean, why just stop at Stellar Blade is what I'm saying.
The problem was, the mistake they made was Shift Up, the company, and Stellar Blade tweeted that the game would be uncensored.
Right.
And they had marketed one thing, right, and shown us one outfit and delivered another. That was a strategic error on their part. If they had never said that, it probably never would have ballooned to this size. But, you know, pressure works, but pressure of different kinds. With Helldivers, obviously review bombing worked. Financial pressure worked. And in the case of Stellar Blade, Asian studio, very different mentality. You can't go yelling at them. You have to be polite. You have to, you know, get your point across diplomatically, and you got to give them a little room to save face, right? You got to give them a little room to say, yeah, you know, this was our creative vision, but here you go anyways. That's a very important subtlety that I don't think Western gamers appreciate.
So this is Grums, by the way, if you're wondering, who is the orchestrator of Gamergate 3.0 or Goonergate. It's this dude right here. And yeah, this is exactly as I had pictured it. And again, he's serious. I know everyone else is kind of like half memeing with all of this and half just like, yeah, we won. My kids don't speak to me anymore. But for Grums, he's actually, I think he's legitimately like, hey, I had a strategy going into this. I knew from the get-go that they wouldn't listen, especially being like a Korean developer, if we got really angry at them. So we had to do this in the form of a petition. And then once they saw the petition, they saw that I was actually going to travel there in person to deliver it. They listened. They listened. And history was made, you know?
Yes. If I told him he could watch, sorry, what'd you say?
I don't think it has the horsepower.
Probably not. The horseradish power. Oh.
All right, well, that's enough of that. We crashed 91, no backing off, petition asked for more, also not blackpilling. We can't stop until they undo the original censorship and bring back the original gore. This is just bone toss. Hashtag free Stellar Blade. Please, don't back off, Grums. Don't do it, Grums. Don't accept this as a victory. I'm not backing off. The petition asks for more. Also, I'm not blackpilling. This is a long battle for all of gaming. We celebrate the victories we get, and we keep pushing. To clear up the confusion about the Kunoichi outfit in Stellar Blade, I updated the game and claimed them. I've seen the video of the outfits, working on 1.0. What is this? What they took from you? Okay. All right. Okay. So it's transparency. It's the opaqueness of this piece of fabric is the new battle. Because as you'll see here, it's not very translucent, and you can't see all the way. You can't see as much of the pelvic muscles through this. If they were honest about it, they would use this one, which is slightly more transparent, less opaque, and you can see a little bit more of the outline. So you clearly lying to us, you know. So I can't find this outfit in the OG shipping version of the game. Was it a recent unlock? Are we looking at the NG Plus from the original? Or the tamed or unpatched version? Help me out here. What are we looking at? You're the expert, Grums. Isn't this your war? Isn't this your battle? Shit. Why do you have to ask people what to be outraged about? So I know what you're saying here. Something's changed. I haven't totally figured this one out yet. What did we lose here, comrades? What did they take from us? You know, don't get discouraged. The petition asked for more. Keep pushing. So he basically changed his tune halfway through. You know, I think at some point he was like, okay, sweet, I can just call this a victory and walk away from it. So yay, we did it. And now everyone's like, no, look what you've unleashed. We're all very mad. I deleted my original Kunoichi outfit post as it did not have all the facts. Good on you. Good on you to admit when you were wrong. My current post shows up what's with it. Okay, and so here we are. Okay, so now we have direct evidence, everybody. It's moved on, but yes, it is pretty clear, as you can tell, between these two. Again, I would consider this one to be even more revealing in that it's the details. But this one is, okay, this is very clear. So from the back in this one, you can tell, as this one is, yes, more transparent, and they've kind of done this trick where they almost made it look like, you know, the same characters holding hands. But yeah, you can certainly see all the way through in this one, whereas this you can see through less. This is what they took from you. Again, people have a lot of time on their hands. Enjoy some Kotaku salt on Stellar Blade. Did you read the first line? Stellar Blade is an excellent sci-fi action game. Again, they just like, I think that was with intent. Just cut you out right at the start. Hey, by the way, we're not here to say the game's terrible because feminism. We're not here to say the game's bad because of you know, the male gaze or objectification of women being, you know, perpetuated once again in the video game format. No. Game's awesome. And now we're going to talk about a few weirdos who just can't be satisfied. Just can't be satisfied in any way. There's no satisfying y'all. I'm not letting this go. You have divided us. Not the Kotaku idiots for once. I hate them with unbridled passion. But you did this. You threw our momentum in the trash. And now you're doing everything you can to possibly avoid admitting you were wrong. This has got to be one of the funniest and saddest let them fights ever. You didn't retweet or even mention the petition until today. Yesterday before the patch was released, you were already blackpilling before you knew what was in it. I don't know, Grums. Sounds like you don't have any fight left in you. Mech demands you use pronouns. You have 30 seconds to comply. This is the goal. Every patch, gain more ground. That's why the petition is still going. Trying to save face, I feel. Last week, so many were telling me to give up, go home, walk away from the petition. It wasn't working. Today, they get wins and they still have the same thing. Give up, go home. That's not the way to win. How is this not winning? Your enemy is reeling. I've noticed this too. Some kind of script. Oh, yeah, so this is a meme from, I guess, Western Kabuki. And I've been participating in it. It's kind of fun. All you do is reply to Grums with the word Grums. And for some reason, I can't figure it out. We did it. You did it. Hooray. Congratulations.
That website is under DDoS attack, and they doxed me. Okay? That's where we are today.
I do want to go first to Grums and the post that you posted earlier today. And I just want to pull that up right now. And
you know how earlier I couldn't tell who this dude was because his face looked familiar? I think he's from Screw Attack. I don't know if anyone here was a gamer way back in the day. I've been a lifelong, gamer, so I've been following gamer media for a while. Screw Attack was the early days of like the internet before like YouTube was as huge or even out yet. I think they were posting video before YouTube was doing that. But that's where you got a lot of people. Was the Angry Video Game Nerd one of the first like people who kind of blew up on screwattack.com? But yeah, that's Screw Attack's Craig, and now he's like a right-wing video game pop culture dude. That sucks.
And they yesterday Stellar Blade tweeted out what was going to be in the update. Right, and they have a big laundry list. They have the bullet points. They're gonna add a new
mecha movie that's coming.
I like at this point. I think I've almost run out of like comedy milk. I think the teats run dry because it's gone from really funny to sad. Then again, went back to funny, and now it's just kind of like sad and boring. The thing it could never become for me to want to justify even covering this at all is boring. It had to remain supremely and utterly hilarious. And it has been that. It's been a long journey. Took a long time to get here. Took a long time to get to this phase of the war on boobas before we arrived at them now saying they've taken a victory, but not a victory, They're both celebrating and tragically upset about it, I feel, at the end of the day. Well, I think we should watch a trailer for Stellar Blade. New costume trailer. Is that out? Let's see what we won, everybody. This is what they couldn't take from you.
This is pretty interesting. Shift up the developers of Stellar Blade.
No commentary. I don't want to hear any words. We're just gonna play some music in the background. Epic music, royalty free. Yeah, download that update file while I find some royalty free music. We did it, everyone. We won the war on internet weirdos. Because all along, what they didn't know is that secretly, we too love the booba. Yes, this was never about taking the booba away. It was laughing at weirdos for losing that 25% titty skin. Yeah, but at the end of the day, everyone got booba. The booba runneth. Over. More epic. Come on. Inspiring, yes. They tried to take this away from you, but they can't. They never will. I'm proud to have shared these moments with all of you. Every single one of you. Who fought on the right side of history. Who won the war. Once again, the revolution is ours. Indeed. The breasts will live on eternally. Yes. Yes. We will never surrender. We will fight for the cleavage. We will fight for the side boob. We will fight for the... I'm not sure if that's areola or not, but I'll take it. God damn it, I'll take it. Thank you, friends. Thank you. We saved the world. Or something. I'm still confused. I guess next is we gotta get some dong. More dong in games. I know there has been some breakthroughs in that. Baldur's Gate 3 apparently has some pretty good dong. I've been playing, Cyberpunk. It's got decent dong. There's some dong in that. But we're gonna have to fight for more dong. And then maybe dong can catch up with the boobas. More bulge. Definitely a fight for bulge. This is a serious stream. I cover the news. I'm respected.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We first want to give a shout out to everyone who makes this show possible. This program is produced thanks to the generous support of our Patreon supporters: Anna Loves Riley, Arian McCarthy, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Hagbar Celine, Jimmy Sombrero, Multimondi, Omni, Peanut Butter Blondie, Political Poppy, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Richard Bomey, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Ruby, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demmel, Travis McClinton, and Words Greenwood, as well as every other person you see on the screen right now. This show would not be possible without them. And if you want to join these wonderful people who make this entire program possible, simply go to patreon.com/the Serfs and you can unlock uncensored and bonus episodes and, help us exist.